Welcome back to the channel. This week, Brandon Robinson returns. We take a trip back in time where we review the 2005 Keanu Reeves Constantine movie. As you can see, DCing it up, gonna have a good time. So, in just a moment, Brandon will be here and we're gonna talk Constantine.
A few moments later.
It was his idea, so he's here. Brandon returns.
Hello.
Last night, me and the girlfriend, we rewatched Constantine at the request of Brandon. So, Brandon, why did you request that we watch Constantine?
One, everybody loves Keanu Reeves right now, so I said that's a plus. Two, I love this movie a lot. It's like I hold this very dear. And I think it's one of the best comic book movies that takes a lot of liberties in the original graphic novel comic book of Hellraiser and does some cool new things with it that I really loved. Because one, I didn't even know anything about John Constantine before the movie, but it made me want to look more into him. And I see like the complaints with him not being blonde or British or things like that. But for the uninitiated, I think it was a great introduction to who that character is and what he's about.
I agree completely. I'm the same way. In 2005, I wasn't hip to Vertigo, and I didn't know about Hellblazer. In the modern time, they've done a really good job of integrating him into the rest of the DC universe with Justice League Dark and Injustice, the video game, comic book tie-in, and things of that nature. But I agree 100%. In 2005, I had no idea that he was British or blonde. So why not get a star to attract the audience? Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. So because I spent the last little bit watching DC's Peacemaker, I gotta say, it was so nice to watch a film where not good people strive to be better. So that's awesome. Mm-hmm. It wasn't my first viewing, but it was my first viewing in a while. So, and typically in the past, you pop something on, you pop some popcorn, they're there for the entertainment value. But I was really trying to be analytical throughout the viewing because of the channel, and because of your appreciation. And I just I really got drawn into the world of the supernatural because of the detail that the film used for the natural world, where with a lot of the scenes felt believable with all the so if it was a cheaper film, if you will, or a person who wasn't giving it as much care, you might not have had all of the ambiance within the scenes where like at the bowling alley, the ceilings were covered with things that just felt natural within it, and the lanes were moving, and so many other times where it was like, I just feel like this is a living place, which helped bring me to believe in the supernatural while, even though it's out there.
Yeah, I mean, to me as a film, the movie oozes style that it's something that you won't forget with like the weaponry, like hell, brass knuckle with crosses,
super cool,
the cross shotgun.
And some of the what did they call them? Not hybrids, I don't think, but the half breeds. That was it.
Oh right.
Some of the half breeds were so original that when Keanu Constantine is attacked on the street, and the attacker is like nothing but bugs. I was like, man, that's good stuff. That takes quite the imagination to conceive of.
And the movie set up the rules and why it's important that they were being broken, and Constantine needs to set in. And I think that's what like a lot of movies make a mistake on. It's like, hey, you can break rules, but you have to kind of explain what the rules were before they're broken so that it will make sense to the audience as it's going. Like, hey, a demon getting inside of a little girl was not like the norm in the beginning of the movie. Even Constantine was like, hey, something is wrong with this whole picture here.
Absolutely. And the stature at which the demon was, it's a soldier demon, not just, a run-of-the-mill like I said, a bug or whatever that's gonna whisper an idea and give you a push. No, this is like full on. I'm taking over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was. It's very well thought out, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I know like a lot of people, like some Christians have problems with the movie because Gabriel and stuff like that, and like the liberties it takes with like Christian mythology and stuff. But I love the message of it overall.
It's probably even bad that you said Christian mythology.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Well,
but,
what I mean is, if you are going to be find something problematic within media, then even just the how do you politely so taking liberties, I think, with a religion isn't necessarily a film's issue, but just the idea that you aren't fully embracing the concept.
okay.
Period. So
Yeah.
that's why I was saying, like, maybe just even the approach of talking about it as mythology would and not you personally,
Right.
obviously, but just my point is, if you want to be offended by something, you can be offended by things easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very much the case, life in general. So I don't think that whether Gabriel's a man or a woman matters within the context of the film, because it's established that they're not human anyway.
Right.
So
right.
at that point, what difference does it make?
Right. And then the film basically is the whole thing of works over faith. And Constantine was trying to get into heaven because he was damned to hell.
Sure.
And he was trying to work his way into heaven, but that wasn't work. And Gabriel was basically saying, well, yeah, you're right. That shouldn't be the reason. You shouldn't get in based on your faith. You should get in by your works. And the movie basically does a job to dispel that.
Well, I think that it finds a happy balance, right? Because his works, if you will, are benefiting others,
Mm-hmm.
but in some way he's trying to have it benefit himself too. But in the end, the final action, because I don't even consider it necessarily a work, because at that point, the final action is it's just revealing something to a different character. Oh, who cares? This thing's 17 years old.
Right, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry.
Exactly. 17 years old.
Go watch it.
But yeah, so the reveal and the thing that helps him isn't saving a child. It's actually convincing the devil that his spawn is trying to usurp him. So it's like, that might be one of the least selfless things that he did the whole time, because yes, it helps him and others, but like, so did the other things. It helped others too. So I don't know. I think that it found a good middle ground of saying, we see your way. We ain't condemning you necessarily. It's not as though it was 100% you ain't going to hell, but there definitely was the idea that he might not.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he has an opportunity to.
Exactly.
Because he gets. Also, Constantine is dying the whole movie because he has lung cancer, and long story short, he gets the cancer taken out of him. He gets a second chance at life.
Absolutely. Which, who don't want that?
Right.
Who?
Right.
Like, I smoked for way too many years of my life, but it's weird because looking back, it's like, I don't know. It's both. It never didn't happen, and it's like, I don't know. It's like I've never not done it.
Mm-hmm.
So, life is so weird, man. Can't believe it's been 17 years.
I know.
So this movie came out the same year that I joined the Army.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2005.
Oh, damn.
So,
Wow, that is.
I'd have been 3 years away from retirement if I just stayed in.
Wow.
Choices and junk.
I know, but life, right?
I know, right? Things are funny, but yeah, no, like I said, back to the movie. It's high quality. So there's a scene where Rachel Weisz gets pulled supernaturally through walls in a building, and an observation I felt while seeing it was, if this movie was made cheaply, you could easily just not show off all the rooms and have things be kind of empty or boring or lame. But no, they go all the way. Again, once again, sucking you in, making you feel like you're a part of this world. Just, do you know off the top of your head who made the film?
No, actually, I know that the director was he directed music videos like his whole entire time. I believe this is his only film that he directed.
That's crazy.
But he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, and you can tell like the music video influence he had on the film, because just like shot composition and how everything was like.
Well, and pacing
stylized.
too. It was just like, it never felt like a chore to get through it. And so it was well timed out.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's always a hard balance to find, but they did it with this.
Yeah, they did a really good job, and I just thoroughly. I think anybody watching this film would just like it, even if you're like a Keanu Reeves film and you haven't seen this movie. Watch it. I think it's one of his best personally. And this is like off the cusp of like Matrix Revelation, I believe. So it's like in that time frame, but
That's the third one, right?
yeah, that's the third one.
Thought so.
And this is like it's not perfect, but
Ooh, I forgot about my chart.
oh yeah.
We have a cheat sheet. Brandon can look at it while he thinks about it.
Oh, I already know what I'm gonna give it.
Okay, then I will look at it while he talks.
Great.
Oh, 5 stars! That's awesome. So, if I let slide the fact that he's not British and he's not blonde, which are key components of John Constantine, Hellblazer, then I absolutely agree. It's a great film, 5 stars. Like, within the context of the world, the film that we watch, it's hard to find a complaint. It's only when you take a step back and try and compare it to what came before.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah, there it is.
yeah. So, if you want to compare it to this, which, hey, you should probably pick these up. But if you want to compare it to the Vertigo comics, I can understand complaints being made. But, no, with just looking at it as a film, I think 5 stars definitely fits it 100%. And so I appreciate you coming, good sir.
Oh yeah, anytime.
And let's talk about why we're here. This beautiful 68-page graphic novel for only $20 on Etsy.com, and returning soon to Indiegogo with perks such as a Gamble Comics sticker. We will also have 2 11x17 posters with the new covers, so that's going to be great. The second cover poster will be in soon, so we'll be able to show that off. And also, when the campaign goes live, there will be Everlasting Survivors t-shirts, there'll be Gamble Comics hats. Trading cards. Got trading cards coming on the way. So, the new campaign on Indiegogo will be awesome. Now, for the tease. The next video that we will do, me and Brandon, we will also have Josiah in the house, and we are going to talk about HBO Max's DC Comics Peacemaker. So be sure to tune in next week for that. Thanks for watching. Bye.